It is a new day and a new time in the world of wrestling. And guys, we have a brand new heel, maybe heel faction coming. We're going to talk about it and more on the We Book It podcast. Welcome to the We Book It podcast, and I am excited to be back with you all again on this new edition, I guess, of the episode. And I have with me my esteemed co-hosts. You guys should know them by now if you've been following the pod. But if this is your first time, guess what? I have Coach with me.
Gentlemen, always a pleasure.
I have Fredo's.
What's up, guys? Just to let you know, I'm going to start working on a wrestling cookbook. We're going to have a Macho Man elbow mac. We're going to have a Hulk Hogan hot dog. And, of course, we're going to have a Vince McMahon hot fudge sundae. It's going to be delicious, guys. Please check out that cookbook. Sorry, I just want to make that joke. That's all.
Oh, for the love of God. All right. Anyways, Big Daddy C, we got you in the house as well. What's up, brother?
Yo, what's going on, fellas? What's going on?
What's up, Big Daddy?
Yeah. I am. Oh God, stop calling him that. I keep telling
Hey guys, we're 2 minutes in. We're already losing track. 2 minutes in.
I'm doing that.
Sorry, I can't help myself.
You'll start setting over and unders how long it's going to take for him to say that.
It's real quick with Fredo. He goes off the rails real quick. It don't take him no time at all.
Dude,
and I am
ADHD. It's my ADHD. It just goes off.
Might need to change my nickname at some point.
It's gonna have to. You're gonna have to, bro. Yeah, and I am your host, Virgil. What's going on, everybody? Thanks so much for tuning in to the show. As always, folks, I just need to remind you guys that this is the We Book It podcast, and we need you guys to like, subscribe to our channel, the We Book It podcast channel. It's officially now the We Book It podcast channel. We're excited that is now what is going to be going forward. And yeah, we're just excited to have you guys with us. Please like, subscribe, and share our content throughout your various ways of social media. And yeah, we appreciate it, man. Hope you guys enjoy our dope content and enjoy our conversation about wrestling and enjoy Fredo's or whatever he's doing, whatever he does. First and foremost, guys, Chad Gable versus Sami Zayn. We saw the match Monday Night Raw in Sami's hometown. I'll set the stage for you with this. Sami Zayn walks out. Actually, Jey Uso finishes his match, leaves out the side door, and I just thought that's hilarious because they just kept following him. Like usually they stop or cut to commercial, and sure enough, he walks outside the building, and he's like, "Hey, Us, what you doing?" And of course, it's Sami Zayn looking up at the marquee and looking up at the building. And then Sami Zayn pulls you back into the arena as you watch him go through the crowd into the arena to make his entrance for his Intercontinental title match against Chad Gable. As the match continues on, it's a really good wrestling match between the two. And I mean, like I said, anybody that knows wrestling knows you're going to get pretty much a good match between these two. But the storyline behind it is what really makes you care. Chad Gable constantly failing at winning this Intercontinental Championship, going through all the stuff he had to go through with Gunther and all the stuff he had to go through with watching his kids cry and failing to then have Sami Zayn climb the top of the mountain at WrestleMania, beat Gunther with his help and his training, and then to watch Sami Zayn beat him too. And then obviously we see the heel turn at the end of the match. Sami Zayn is hugging and kissing his family, and out of nowhere, Chad Gable just levels him with a wonderful, magnificent suplex. Fellas, what did you guys think of this? I'll go ahead and start with you, Big Daddy C.
Man, I know we kind of predicted it a while back, after Sami beat him to go on to face Gunther. We knew this was going to happen. But to see it happen the way that it did, they're back in Canada, Sami hometown hero, and then to see, embrace his wife after winning, and all of a sudden Gable just comes out of nowhere as Sami's hugging his wife. This German suplexes, man, I'm like, okay, we getting some like Kurt Angle vibes, some Perk Angle vibes here. It's just a new era now, and to see him like put the ankle lock on him on the turnbuckle I was like, all right, this is what we need, man. We need something like this. And so right now I feel like they're the premier rivalry on the show right now, if you really think about it, because they still got Cody appearing, but he should technically be on SmackDown. So I don't know how they're gonna do that, but we'll talk about that later. But I liked it, man.
I would say Cody's last heat with Jay
that was the send off.
Yeah, that was the send off.
But yeah, I liked it, man. We seen Chad as a heel before, but it was more in like a comedic role in a way, and so to see him now be a serious heel, I'm curious. I'm anxious to see what happens with this. This definitely will be a good rivalry to carry on into Backlash, and then maybe another pay-per-view after this, and who knows, they might decide to put the strap on Gable. And so just can't wait to see it.
Agreed 100%. I'm gonna just tell you guys, I don't foresee Sami Zayn having a long Intercontinental Championship run. He does not need the title. I mean, obviously he elevates it. I hope this is not another Triple H type booking situation where he has him in a long-term Intercontinental Championship hold. I mean, like I said, literally, we had Gunther hold that title for over a year. I would not be mad if Sami Zayn drops that belt to Chad Gable and gives Chad Gable the match of his life in the process. I mean, like I said, and then obviously once Chad gets done with Sami, obviously he takes out Sami Uso, and then Mr. Uso himself, Jey Uso, comes after that IC championship next. But what were your thoughts, Fredos, about the match Monday night and obviously this heel turn we're getting from Chad Gable?
Before I talk about the match, did you guys notice when they were doing that shot of Jay going through the crowd and going through this like session area? There was a fan trying to get in front of him, take a picture. Jay lightly yeeted him. I thought that was kind of funny. But I love the match. I've been saying for weeks that Gable's going to turn heel, and Sami needs to stop performing in Montreal in front of his family. I feel like every time he's in front of his family,
bad things happen.
Exactly.
Yep.
Next time he's send a message like, yeah, I'm not coming. I'm done.
Yeah.
Probably smart.
Yeah. But I loved everything in the match. We're finally getting Perk Gable. And I know you hinted at it, but I kept seeing things on X about how he's probably going to have a new alliance with the Creed brothers, which I'm all for it. I think they're going to eventually, probably within this year, going to get the tag team gold. And Gable's going to get the IC. So, I mean, they're going to have a nice little, I don't know, mini faction, similar to the Judgment Day, having all the gold kind of.
The new is basically Team Angle, but now it's just Team Gable.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
I ain't mad about it. TG, Team Gable. I would not be mad about it. Don't they all wear singlets too?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Perfect. Coachman, sir, what do you think?
Well, I'll start with the match first. I thought they put on an excellent match. I mean, just the near falls in general, but also just the in-ring work. You can tell these guys both have chemistry, and this is what's going to make this rivalry so much better. The heel turn for Gable, I think, is the only route his character could go, and you still have that credibility. Because if he were to lose to Sami and just be like, "Oh, hey, good job again," that loses his credibility, in my opinion, as a not only as a wrestler but as a face. Because then it very much just shows you're not willing to take that next step. Now, he may have done it in the heel way, but again, that's the character development. And like you said, Fredo's with teaming with the Creed brothers, it just makes sense because both the Creed brothers are in the same boat as Gable, always putting on fantastic matches, but never getting the big one. I mean, we saw it on that same Monday night in the tag team matchup. They pinned both teams at the same time and still couldn't get it. And I thought the Creed brothers were the highlight of that match to begin with. And again, they fall short. So I would not be surprised if Gable and the Creed brothers come together to make sure that they all don't fall short again. And it's going to have to be as a heel group, but it's believable in my eyes.
That's the most important part, I think, with Triple H's booking is all these teams that you see coming together, it's believable. Okay, outside of the Pride and the Final Testament, which I mean, we ain't gonna get into that again today. We've already crapped on that enough. But it's believable. You know, like it's those teams you want to see. And I think this may be the underlying theme of this podcast, but I'm really getting 2003, 2004 vibes out of WWE right now. So like, yeah, they're doing attitude numbers with what they're doing at the gates and everything like that. But really, everything about the show, the feel, everything is feeling like how it's written, how it flows, the camera angles, the shots, everything like that. It gives me 2003, 2004, 2005 feels in it. And I love it. I mean, it's feeling great. If we got Team Gable, I would not be upset with that. I mean, like I said, it would be a welcome change for Chad Gable. And this heel turn is a welcome heel turn. And again, it's not coming just out of thin air. This has been building. And that's what you like to see in your booking. You want to see building. You want to see stuff continue until it has a fun fight night end. And then you're like, okay, now we can move on to something else. But the booking where it just kind of, okay, this just got to happen because it's got to happen. Okay, now we're just going to cut that and then move on to something else. Like, well, no, that doesn't really make sense. You know, but for this makes sense. I do feel bad for Otis. I do think he's probably on his way back to NXT because of this. But
The main man.
like I said, but I mean, Otis is a talent. Like I said, and he'll find his way back up to the big time again. He's a talent. He's decent on the mic. He obviously is a great wrestler. I mean, like I said, so he'll be okay. It's just going to take some time for him to get right. So more power to Otis in that situation. And I'm definitely happy for Chad Gable finally getting his shot at the big time and a major title within WWE. Moving right along, fellas. What's next for the Bloodline? Is Solo really calling the shots? Friday night, Solo arrives in a limo. Got the suit on with the red handkerchief on there. Got the chain showing, everything like that. And then his main man Tonga is right behind Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman greets them. And like I said, Paul Heyman just looks distraught throughout this whole interaction, everything that's going on. Like he's looking like, yo, this ain't how this is supposed to be going at all. Like, who is giving Solo this power to just think he can just run roughshod over the whole SmackDown roster and just not say anything or do anything without any repercussions? And I mean, like I said, you look at Heyman's face and he's just looking like, what the heck is going on every single day? Obviously, then we move on, and it's basically the story that's told all throughout the show. Again, congruent booking where everything is working together. And you see obviously at the end of the show, I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Solos begins the show asking, has anyone seen Kevin Owens? Middle of the show, Kevin Owens' car gets crashed into. End of the show, Kevin Owens is brought out to the ring, and he's a bloody mess. And then he continues to get beat up on by the new Bloodline. So what are you guys feeling with this Bloodline storyline? How are you feeling about it? What are you grading it right now? Are you invested? Are you not invested? I really want some of your opinions on this. I'm going to go with Coachman first.
Well, I like the new Solo, but at the same time, it's like, why is he doing this now? Because like you can't really take him. I guess I shouldn't say take him seriously, but I mean he hasn't won a match since he beat John Cena, and it's kind of hard to take him seriously there. I think it's good what he's doing though, but what really got me hooked in was the minute Kevin Owens' body got flown out backstage, and you just see the blood on the side of his head, it was a shock factor because one, we're not used to seeing that much blood anymore in WWE. I mean, it looked straight out of a hardcore match from Mick Foley and Randy Orton kind of match at Backlash. But I was just like, at the beginning, I was like, I'm not entirely sold on him again. Yeah, we'll see how this develops. Minute Kevin Owens came out in a bloody mess, I was hooked back in. I was like, okay, now, like, this is a shock factor, and this is something I was not expecting. And just that alone got me hooked back in on the bloodline. Like, I don't think Roman would do this, so who's actually calling the shots? Maybe it is Solo doing it by himself just to prove he is the new tribal chief, or maybe it's somebody from the higher up that is in the bloodline that's calling the shots over Roman, since Roman's not really the tribal chief anymore, that he doesn't have the belt.
That's a good point. Very, very, very good point. Fredo's, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm invested. After seeing Kevin bloody Ola, I was completely shocked to see all that blood, especially on a weeknight for WWE. When's the last
On
time
Fox, nonetheless? Yeah, on
that
Fox.
too? When's the last time we've seen blood like that? It's been a while. I saw somebody on X kind of explaining the differences. So I mean, right now I'm assuming Solo's taking the reign. He's the leader. He's the tribal chief. That Roman's whole ordeal for the tribal chief was legacy, compared to right now, Solo is all about the power. So he's just asserting his power. He's just, being that bully, if you will, trying to show that he is the top dog. I mean, it's kind of hard a little bit to take him serious, being 0-36, 0-38, 0-40, or whatever the record is. So until I see a couple more matches, it's kind of going to be hard for me to believe he's a tribal chief. So I think, he's kind of calling the shots, but really when the story goes down and hopefully eventually we get like a Civil War bloodline story going on with The Rock and Roman and everyone, it's going to be more believable.
Sure.
But I'm giving this whole thing right now like a B grade because, I mean, that blood alone was fantastic.
Agreed. That was a nice cut job back there. Big Daddy C, what are you feeling about this bloodline storyline and how we are just in chapter 1, according to one man?
Poor Kevin Owens, man. It's like he can't escape this group, man. It's like it's like he can't catch a break with the bloodline, bro. Like when it all started, he was the first main guy to catch the work, man. Like it was him. And now here we go again, a new iteration of the bloodline. Here he is, the first major person catching the work. And it's just like, man, I don't know what happens for him specifically, but just to see Solo with the whole suit on, the chain, I'm like, okay, got a little corporate rock going on. I like the little tribute. It's like for me, I would say give it time. I'm not gonna poo-poo it for right now. I think just give it time. The heat was crazy. The heat was crazy. Every time he tried to talk and the crowd was booing him and they was like, we want Roman. And then he's like, oh, now you want Roman. You ain't want him before. And then it's just like, okay, all right, they can do something with this. It's just a matter of how they play it out, over time. And so I do think that this has a lot of potential. Curious to see, how Kevin Owens gets some help. Or is he going to go with this thing solo again? No pun intended, like he did with against Roman. So I'm curious to see what's going to happen with this as it plays out in the coming weeks.
Couple of things I noticed, fellas, that I want to bring to your attention and address, and I want you guys to watch, and obviously the viewers, I want you guys to watch over the next couple of weeks. Notice small details. Remember, small details are what you have to pay attention to in Triple H's booking. So, under Roman Reigns' version of the bloodline, let's just call it, did anybody ever dress up or wear any suits or anything like that?
Nope.
The Rock came back, and The Rock was the one. I'm sorry. What? I said he came back. Paul's came back.
No, I'm saying no. I'm saying except for Paul in terms of wearing suits. You said,
I thought you said Paul's. Like,
was the only
Paul's
one.
came
Right.
back. Like,
No.
Kim
Anyway,
Kardashian
Paul
joke
Heyman.
there,
Paul
but never
Heyman.
mind. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
you're hilarious. Anyways,
I tried.
Yes. So no, The Rock came back. The Rock wears dress clothes, nice dress clothes, things like that. He looks nice. The Bloodline originally, Roman Reigns and the Usos, they wore jumpsuits and stuff like that, and like sweatpants and stuff like that. That was kind of their ordeal. I'm paying attention to how Solo's dressing now. I'm paying attention that the fact that Solo at the end of not this last past week, but the week before episode mentioned he got the information from the tribal chief. You got to remember, like I said, I believe that we're going to see two versions of the Bloodline come about. I believe you're going to see The Rock, you're going to see Tonga, you're going to see Solo, and you're probably going to see Jacob Fatu on one side of the Bloodline. On the other side of the Bloodline, you will see Roman Reigns, you will see Jey Uso, you will see Jimmy Uso, and you will see Cody Rhodes helping Roman Reigns' bloodline against The Rock at Survivor Series. I do believe that those will be the men involved in the Survivor Series match. From that, Roman will go on to have to fight his family and fight The Rock at WrestleMania. Based off of that, like I said, I believe this is long-term booking. I do think that The Rock is the one that is calling the shots for this new bloodline. And I do believe that he doesn't need a wise man. He's already wise on his own. And he is the high chief of the family and of the bloodline. So Roman answers to him. And there has to be consequences for Roman Reigns losing at WrestleMania 40. The Rock didn't lose at WrestleMania 40. Roman Reigns lost. The Rock won his match. Like I said, so I mean, you have to remember that this was going to happen. I do also think you see Solo Sikoa start to get favor. Like just watch. You got to watch it. He's going to start getting weird favors and weird things going to start happening. He's going to end up becoming United States champion. I don't know if he beats Logan Paul, but I say by the end of the year, I do say by the end of the year, Solo Sikoa on like a random SmackDown is going to win like the United States championship. That's just a foretelling. I just have this feeling, and you're gonna start seeing like weird favors and weird things start happening for him, and people are gonna start saying like, "Well, who's calling the shots? Like, how is Solo getting all this help and all this luckiness?" And it's just not gonna be from Tonga. It's gonna be like, I think just you're gonna see like The Rock's, pull in the back, and the way that he's in charge of things begin to start helping Solo. So like, while you guys keep bringing up the fact that he's lost so much, get ready. Because he ain't finna lose for a long time now. He finna mow through everybody. It's gonna
politics.
be, yeah. Oh yeah, no, yeah. He's finna have a lot more wins than losses in 2024 and in 2025. He's not gonna be the fall guy anymore. He's gonna be the guy before you reach the final boss. So
I do think they need to put a second tier title on them soon. To kind of make amends, because I know remember he won the NXT North American title and he had to like vacate it like a week later because he wasn't a sanctioned wrestler at the time, because I guess they deemed him a member of the main card, and so he wasn't able to hold on the NXT title, NXT North American title. So hopefully they can get him a mid card title run at some point.
But that one image of all of the bloodline walking out with gold was pretty tight.
Titles. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, like I said, where the Usos had both tag titles, Roman had both titles, and Solo had the NXT North American Championship. That picture should be up on all their walls, because that was tight. That was a tight moment.
Yeah.
I do like the idea of Cody helping if they do the Civil War bloodline stuff, but I always think it should be Sami. Even though, either way it would work, but having that honorary Uso title going on.
Sure.
And then, like, afterwards, if they win whatever, Roman hands them a shirt that says, "You're officially an Uso." That'd be pretty sick, too.
I think the crowd will pop for that. The problem is, I don't think Sami Zayn he doesn't play a part in the bloodline story moving forward. Here's the thing. This all revolves around the WWE Championship.
Right.
So the problem, so
Yeah.
the thing is, you have to keep Cody involved in it because Cody has the WWE champion moving forward. He's the face of the company moving forward. And like I said, I know it's gonna be Jay's idea, and I know that Roman gonna look at him like he's crazy when he says, "Hey, Oos, check this. I got somebody that can help us. I got a fourth guy or whatnot." And then Roman's gonna be like, "Bro, are you nuts?" And then Paul's gonna look at him like, "What the hell are you thinking?" And he's gonna be like, "Bro, he battle tested. Let's get it, man. Like I said, we need his help." And obviously they're gonna call for the help of one WWE champion, Cody Rhodes.
Fair enough.
Unlikely ally. It's happened before.
Yeah.
It's happened a bunch of times.
Yeah,
for sure. Like I said, because think about this: the Rock ain't gonna be the only one that's gonna have a. It's not just gonna be Cody that's going to have a issue with the Rock. Roman eventually is gonna have an issue with the Rock too. So, like I said, I think that it's going to be very, very important to watch moving forward, fellas, with how this storyline is going. But moving right along, let us talk about AJ Styles beating LA Knight to earn a WWE title match in France. Speaking of Cody Rhodes, Cody versus AJ. Guys, I'm getting some real TNA vibes from AJ Styles, and I'm liking where I'm going with things, where they're going with things with him. And I think we're getting ready to see some of his best heel work, even though I do not think he comes up with the win for the WWE Championship. I think this is a great match to keep fans invested and to give our overseas fans a good match for the pay-per-view. But in the end, obviously, Cody beats AJ. What do you think, Fritos?
I love it. I mean, I'm upset. It's no lie. I'm a huge LA Knight fan. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this was the right call for having AJ win. The only thing, I hate AJ's new entrance song.
Me too.
I wish
second that.
So
Third
kept the original.
I wish they've got the money. I wish they buy this TNA intro. That'd be sick. They've got the money.
To get ready to fly. Hey. Yes. They got the money. They got the money. They can buy it. They got the money.
I'm excited for the promos between these two because
shoot, Fritos, you're not gonna get too many promos. You got this week and next week.
I'm hoping for maybe one shot that AJ does at Cody, because I completely forgot about how he wrestled Dusty. Was it TNA? It wasn't TNA, right?
Yeah,
it was.
So
yeah,
maybe
it was
if he
TNA.
mentioned something about beating him and saying that he's next or something, something to piss off Cody. I think it's gonna be great. But I'm happy that AJ's in this because he keeps alluding the fact that his body's hurting. Every time he wakes up, he's in pain, and that he may retire soon. So
Sure.
This is just kind of a nice way of honoring AJ too.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Coachman.
Yeah, I think it was the right call because LA Knight, he still has a ton of momentum. Another thing, he didn't lose the match cleanly. AJ had to do heel tactics to win, so that helps him out. I'm thinking LA Knight's probably going to go to Raw when the draft happens and maybe go for that heavyweight championship or even the IC title. But for AJ, his promo work has been really good ever since he turned heel. I mean, he's always had good promo work to begin with, but agreeing with Fritos, I think what we're going to see with these promos between Cody and AJ, it's going to have that kind of mutual respect of each other, but AJ's character is so obsessed with getting that championship back that he's going to go below the belt to try and get that championship back from Cody. And I think it is going to be a great match over in France at Backlash. But at the end of the day, Cody Rhodes is going to walk out the champion. But it's not going to be one of those short. I really feel like we're going to have like a 30-minute match with these two. It's not going to be a short, like 10-minute championship bout. I really think they're going to try and milk that match as long as possible.
Wee. All right, Big Daddy C, what do you got for him?
Man, I think one thing I always believe was that whenever you're a first-time world champion in any promotion, I always feel like that first opponent that you have matters. Like you need to have a strong opponent out of the gate for your first title defense. Somebody believable, somebody you could have a good chemistry with in the ring and in promo work as well. And what better person to start off with? AJ Styles, if you're Cody Rhodes. I feel like you said, the history there, him and Dusty wrestling in TNA, and obviously, I'm pretty sure AJ and Cody know each other pretty well. You got the Bullet Club ties, and so there's that aspect there. I definitely think this could turn into something. This may be more than one match between these two. I think this could go past Backlash, and then maybe the next match, could be we could see the return of the Iron Man match. It's been some years since we had an Iron Man match, so I feel like this could be something that they can bring back for this particular feud. You got these two guys that are good technical in the ring, especially with AJ with his style in the ring. I feel like definitely Iron Man match could benefit those two wrestlers. And so I think this
30-minute Iron Man match. Don't do a 60-minute.
Oh, well, Iron Man match.
It's gotta be 30
You don't think they can pull off the Iron Man match in today's WWE?
Do you realize all the stuff they had to throw into that Rock Triple H Iron Man match just to keep people invested? That 2000 Judgment Day Iron Man match, like you had so many run-ins and so much stuff to keep you invested and interested in that match. Because just alone, Brett and Sean did the Iron Man match, and then they did overtime after that, which was great. But today's fan, I don't think they want to watch 60 minutes of the same match. I just don't. I could be wrong in that, but maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I guess since it's a different era, it won't hit the same because you don't have the Shawn Michaels and the John Cenas of the world. Like, that was the last great Iron Man match I watched, like in recent memory. Like, and that was on Raw. That was on at the end, the main event of Monday Night Raw, which was only 2 hours at the time. And so for Iron Man match, the main event, a 2.5 hour show. I don't know if they had commercials during that match, but it wouldn't, it's something that would have to be at a pay-per-view as opposed to being on Monday Night Raw. I don't think they can get away with that anymore on the main shows. But I don't know. It's just Iron Man matches. It fits well with 60 minutes, but I don't know if they probably did away with it because of the fact that it's so many wrestlers now. You don't want to take away the time for other people to get their shine. So Iron Man match, it has to be the right moment, the right pay-per-view for it.
Sure.
So I said, it don't have to be at this Backlash, but maybe at another pay-per-view that's suitable for an Iron Man match. Especially if they don't have any other good, cards going on. I don't know if they're going to try to go back to show themed pay-per-views, brand specific pay-per-views. That could be an option. I feel like it will benefit them to go back to that. Yeah, we could touch on that later.
Whoa. So wait, hold on. You're talking two separate things. So there's brand specific.
They're getting ready to do the draft again, right? So
once they do the split, only do SmackDown only pay-per-views and only do Raw only pay-per-views. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. I feel like if they go back to that, now that opens up the opportunity to have all of your feuds on both shows, to have those highlighted well, and then that way you don't have to put in so much work to jumble like all the feuds from both shows into one pay-per-view, unless it's like the big pay-per-views like Night of Champions, SummerSlam, Survivor Series, WrestleMania, and things like Royal Rumble. Like, if they can go back to the brand-specific pay-per-views, then that'll definitely help some things out in regards to being able to tell legit stories for all of their matches, all of their titles and other feuds and stuff going on. So there's potential there. So, Triple H should figure something out.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Hear me out, guys.
All right. Oh,
60 minute Iron Man match, Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, on WWE 2K. Yeah.
All right, you win. All right, that's fine.
It's okay, he's wise man. It's okay.
That's why I'm not Booker of the Year.
That's why it's me. That's why it's me.
There's only one Booker of the Year, and his name is Fredo's. All right, guys. Ripley relinquishes her women's world heavy. I'm sorry, I can't call it world heavyweight because they're not heavyweights. Women's world title. Fredo's, how much did you cry?
I still haven't stopped crying. I literally almost had to go to the ER because I was dehydrated from all the tears.
Sure.
That's how bad.
I believe it. Coach, man, how does this make you feel?
It's just an unfortunate situation. Initially, I thought it was the chair shot that caused the injury, but then if you watch when Liv throws Rhea into the wall, you can see that shoulder hit in a very awkward spot. Like I said, it's unfortunate, but at the same time, the storyline that you can build off of this is going to be gold, because they have history dating back to before Rhea joined Judgment Day, and how they were both partners and everything, and then Rhea turned on Liv. And you can even it was an interesting promo that Rhea said about, you're just the coward that I thought you were because of you attacked me from behind. But if you remember when Liv got hurt, Rhea attacked her from behind.
Yep. So
it's calling a spade, and that's why I think this storyline can really turn to gold here. It's like I said, very unfortunate that she's hurt because she was having a great run. I think it was really picking up some more steam. But if we're looking future booking, I think it's going to be perfect.
I don't like Liv Morgan matches. I'm sorry, guys. I know this may be a moment where people yell at me or saying I'm saying mean things about her, but I don't view her as a world champion. But I know they're gonna give her the belt. They have to, because it's written in the stars. It's in the storyline. It's there. But man, I really, really, really do not enjoy Liv Morgan matches. And also congrats and shout out to Ruby Soho. But this should all be hers. All of that should be hers. She should be on WWE. She should be in WWE. She should be the one right now doing all of this different stuff. But what? Anyways, I know that Ruby's going to end. I'm sorry. I know that Liv is going to end up getting the women's world championship based off of this. And however they decide to, whether it's a tournament or a big battle royal. I think a battle royal would be the better way to book it if you are going to put the title on her, because it's more believable than her mowing through competition, unless you're going to really dive into this heel thing and like make her use dirty tactics to beat all these different women in this match to win the title in the tournament. What do you guys think, Claude? How did you feel about Rhea Ripley relinquishing the world title, and what do you think they do with the belt?
Part of me thought it was like kind of BS because how long is her injury? Like, how long is she slated to be out?
Like 4 to 6 months.
Yeah.
Okay, so
that's putting her back maybe around.
Okay, so because I was kind of confused because like I was thinking about Punk's injury and also Seth and his injury. I was like, they weren't really slated to be out super long, so I was just like, damn, like
That's just gonna be out for a long time now.
Well, yeah. Now I'm just saying,
Ooh,
like back
yeah.
the previous injury,
like
prior to like Mania, they still kept the title on them. So I was just like, but yeah, I don't know. I just felt like now that I know the injury, now that I know the amount of months she's going to be out, I guess my thought process is changing now. But I was thinking like double standard and all that shit. Like, how y'all going to take the title off her, but not off Seth? But no. But yeah,
but also make no mistake about it. They could not afford to take that championship off Seth Rollins. Like,
because of the storyline.
It all had to flow. That's why he didn't lose that championship.
Yeah.
If he was just in no real feud, like let's say it was after WrestleMania and he was getting ready to go up against AJ Styles in France, they would probably take the title off of him and do a tournament or something like that to get a new champ or whatnot. But no, because of that storyline, he had to keep that world title until WrestleMania.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that Rhea had to, got injured and she had to drop the title, but also it's kind of like a blessing in disguise too, because you get a chance to see some of the up and coming women get a shine and see who's worthy of getting that, getting that top spot, in the division.
Somebody else step up,
yeah. I don't want to see Becky again. We probably won't see her for a while.
She hurt too, man.
Nothing against Becky. I want to see something new. I want to see somebody else get their shine. That's why I'm at with it. And
who can step up? Okay. Would y'all be mad if Candice LeRae stepped up and like?
No, I like Candice. I like Candice.
That's exactly who I was
exactly who I was really healed it up and won everything.
Yeah, I like Candice LeRae. I think she'd definitely be. If she doesn't win the title, I think that'll be somebody that'd be the good person of whoever the new champion is. That'd be a good start, like the feud against Candice LeRae.
Also, keep an eye out, y'all. They're trying in NXT now.
Yeah.
A women's North American championship.
Yeah,
in
I heard about
NXT.
That.
So mid-card women's titles could be coming. You could get a women's Intercontinental and a women's United States championship in WWE here real soon. So, and if you do, like I said, that's going to open up a whole new world and make feuds mean more too on mid-card titles because and instead of them always constantly having to go for that's the one thing Tony Khan did. Let me stop real quick. Tony Khan is foul. That's the one thing he did right. That TBS championship meant so much because nobody could beat Jade for it. He really did a good job with that. Like I said, he really did a good job with that. And I think bringing since you're having more stacked women's divisions now, you're gonna have to make some mid-card championships so that they can fight for them, and it means something. So, Fredo, did you have anything you wanted to add to this? I know I asked you about your tears that you've cried, but actually, how do you feel?
I mean, I'm upset, but at the same time, it's a freak accident. You can't help it. All I'm going to say is that her title reign was 380 days. That's a cursed number. That was the same one when Cena got hurt, right? I'm not trying to just not shot Cena or anything, but that was what? It was 380 days, then he got hurt, then came back. So I'm expecting the same thing for Rhea. It's going to be when she comes back, we're going to get super mommy. It's going to be nice. It's going to be
mommy.
Super mommy.
Rhea, if you see this,
I like that.
Put it on that shirt. Just give me, a free shirt. I don't want any money from that. You make a shirt.
Hope she don't get pregnant by before the time she comes back.
Which also, I mean,
my man, Buddy.
I mean, their wedding's coming up soon? Maybe I know. On like social media, she keeps posting about wedding stuff. So maybe with this, it helps with their wedding. So I mean, it sucks for fans, and sucks for her as a wrestler, but maybe personally for the wedding. And she also deserves some time off too. So I mean, it's kind of almost like a blessing in disguise, but it's a double-edged sword, really.
The one thing I want to see with the women's title, I know they're going to be doing a battle royale tomorrow on Raw. Everyone's saying it's going to probably be Liv Morgan, which I think eventually she will get that title. But why not just throw it on somebody completely random tomorrow?
Zelina Vega.
Wait, so when is the draft? Does the draft start tomorrow?
No, it starts Friday.
No.
Friday.
But the battle royal for the women's title is tomorrow.
It's tomorrow.
And I think it's
Bro,
pretty much
listen.
everybody in the women's division.
I say bring up some because they're probably gonna bring up NXT women anyway. I say throw some NXT women in the Battle Royal, and who knows, shock the world, have somebody that's big time from NXT win it.
What the heck are y'all talking about? There's only 2 people that this title even needs to go on. 2. Stop. Two.
Outside of Liv is like outside
Tiffy
of Liv.
time. Either going on Tiffy time, or you have Anna, please, Lord, for all that is right in the world. I know she just got baptized. I know she gave herself over to you. Please do not let them put that title on Lena Fanine. Please, God, please do not let them put that title on Nia Jax.
I'd say
I was like, who? Lena Fanine? Who?
I'd say
NXT Rising Star.
I'd say Tiff, but she, kind of inserted herself with the Bayley storyline, so it's kind of hard to say, have her win it.
Okay, or I say you pull a 2000, you pull a 2006, and bring Selena Vega over and let her get that title win like Kurt Angle. Oh my gosh, dude, that crowd would go nuts for Zelina Vega winning that championship, and she don't have to hold it long. And like I said, just as long as she gets that moment with the fans and stuff like that, let her get one title defense, and then boom, you got somebody squash her. I mean, it is what it is, Like I said, I mean, she don't have to have it for a long time, but again, and plus, I personally think that the LWO is on their way to Raw anyways in the draft, so I think it would make sense. But that shocker moment of Zelina Vega like throwing like Nia Jax over the top rope or something like that, and like the crowd just like going nuts for that moment, like I think it'd be really cool. So
I mean, just a 2-week title reign, because have her defend it at Backlash and lose there, or whoever wins the title. Just something real simple. I mean, you're building the storyline. It's obvious we're going the Liv and Rhea route for this title.
Yeah.
Sure.
But how are we going to fill that? Are we really going to have a 6-month Liv reign? I doubt it.
That ain't gonna work.
Yeah, that's not gonna work.
Fans ain't gonna let that happen, bro.
She's a transitional champion at best. She won't have the title for long.
We saw what happened when she won it the first time, and they turned on her like hardcore, like because everybody cheered when she beat Ronda for it, and then but it was just the fact that we hated Ronda, and then when she won it, and like after 2 weeks, everybody turned on it pretty much. They was like, yeah, we need to strap up off you real quick.
It's once again, it's about who you book her with and how do you make her care about the feud. We cared about the feud because she was the underdog to Ronda Rousey, and really didn't think she was going to beat Ronda Rousey. We all just assumed Ronda Rousey was going to win. Again, shock factor is huge with the WWE universe and with wrestling fans in general. I'm sorry. We can stop referring to ourselves as WWE Universe. Pro wrestling fans enjoy a shock. Let's just call a spade, like I said. But you can't hot shot the biz too much to the point where everything becomes, when everything's a shock, it loses the shock it loses the shock value. But like I said, again, tomorrow night having an underdog win the championship, like I said, like don't do your predictables. Don't have Bianca Belair. Jade's not ready yet. I mean, you could do Naomi. I mean, like I said, but Jim's on SmackDown. So I mean, like I said, so and I know they travel and do everything together. So then, how does that work? Unless isn't that Raw?
What was that? You're breaking up there a little bit.
Is Andrade on Raw?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, they're gonna do it.
No,
you better not. You better not. You better not.
They're gonna do it.
You better not say her name. You better not.
They're gonna do it.
No,
dog. No, it's gonna happen.
No, don't
keep her away.
It's gonna happen, guys. Listen. She already been posting videos. She ain't even wearing a brace no more.
No, fight somebody else. Don't fight for the title. No.
What are you talking about? She's
wearing
an invisible brace.
No.
For everybody that don't know, the reason they just had a conniption is because I just came to the realization that Charlotte Flair is going to win the Women's World
She said
Championship
it.
tomorrow.
No.
He said her name. It's like
Charlotte
Flair
Flair is going to win the Women's World Championship tomorrow. Sorry, we just lost Coach completely. He just
I'm glad I got
evaporated.
My phone
man.
just fell.
It's like,
You just killed a man.
After the shock.
Charlotte Flair
I'm
is
coming,
going to
Elizabeth.
win, and they're going to try to position her as a face. How they do
that's
that,
even worse.
I have
Yeah,
no
that's even
idea.
worse.
But
Oh, God.
Charlotte Flair is winning the Women's World Championship tomorrow, y'all.
Lord
That's
Jesus,
hilarious.
I didn't
Wow.
book it.
man.
I didn't book it, so it's not true.
When it comes to pass, I may just have to take that Book of the Year title from you, brother.
Ouch. Ouch.
Oh, speaking of brand new championships, we got brand new WWE Tag Team titles and brand new World Tag Team Championships. The SmackDown Tag Team Champions and the Raw Tag Team Champions are no more.
Thank God.
First and foremost, fellas, what did you guys think of the WWE Tag Team titles and the new World Tag Team titles? And what did you think of how they were presented?
Go ahead. See, go ahead.
It's Big Daddy. See.
No. If you look at the screen, it's Big C. We're gonna go by Big C from now on.
Thank
Big
gosh.
C
That's
is more
BS.
suitable.
I'm still calling you Big Daddy.
No,
Come
no.
on. I don't have a father. You can be my father figure. Be my Christian.
All right. No
Christian
Diddy
Dave.
on this. All right, keep going.
Yeah.
See, go.
No Diddy. All right. I personally I like both titles, but I think Raw got screwed because them WWE Tag Team belts like look fantastic. Look like the old joint. It look kind of reminiscent of the old ones they had back in the day, the early 2000s, so early to about what 2013ish before they revamped them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like those belts, man. They definitely did their thing with those. This is what I like to see. No copy and paste. like they did with the WWE Championship, man, and then with the old tag team belts. No copy and paste, man. Like differentiate the title belts. Like that's how it used to be. That's how it needs to be going forward. Like, and then I personally think the WWE Championship needs a revamping right now. Revamp that too. Like after at some point in time, Cody needs to bring back the Winged Eagle belt. Even if he does a new version of it, his own version of it, bring back. Just give us a new version. Like I don't want the current version of it. Like just get rid of that one. We need something new.
That's fair. We talking tag belts. Keep it on tag belts.
Well, my bad. My bad.
He's just ranting.
But
all right.
I'm just trying to make a point. I like the way I like the titles.
Good.
I love both titles, but I think the SmackDown, the WWE Championship belts are better. Raw got screwed.
I agree
because all of this they just kept around. They kept the round title format. But if you look at the engravement in both titles, you see the McMahon family crest. I think that's very important because they are keeping the legacy alive of Vince McMahon, even though a lot of people don't know that. But the McMahon family crest is in all those title belts. The world title, the women's world title, I know they had
tag team titles. Yeah, they have a family crest, and it's in all those titles. That lion dragon thing, that's the McMahon family crest.
Oh, really?
You see that in all the championships,
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
okay.
it's the McMahon family crest. Hey, listen, your boy did his homework for the pod. I've been studying. I've been studying, like I said. But no, Fredo, what did you think of the belts? Which one would you choose? I'm honestly thinking about buying those Raw tag titles because I like the new World Heavyweight Championship and I like those Raw tag titles. Go ahead, Fredo. Sorry.
I love the designs of both. I didn't realize it was the McMahon family crest, but I love the griffin on both of them. Or
that's
whatever
what it's called, the griffin. Fredo, you really are a nerd. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anytime, as you can see. But I like the SmackDown. What is it? Is it the WWE Tag Team, right?
Yeah.
I like that belt buckle look because that reminds me of the 03 tag titles. Because when I was little backstory as a wee little Fritos, when I was wrestling with my brother, I'd buy the toy versions of the belts. And I would, take duct tape, write down the wrestler's name at the time, remove it and all that, and wrestle with my brother, reenact the matches. Luckily, didn't break my neck or any bones, except I almost broke a toe. But that's a different story for a different time. But I also loved how they were presented. We got R-Truth being the comedic gold that he is, making Triple H laugh. We've got that heat on what can't even think their names right now on SmackDown.
Heat on A-Town Down Under.
Yep,
Down Under, mate.
Down on that heat where they're just being the heel and Nick Aldis getting in their face. So I mean, I loved how it was presented. I loved the designs, and yeah, I thought it was really good.
Coachman.
Yeah, I'm just happy the new titles don't look like store-bought Walmart titles, because that's all they were. There was a red strap and just some copy and paste Spartan helmet on each of them, and it just is refreshing to see something new, honestly. But what I thought of the presentation, it kind of told two different stories for me. I mean, obviously you have the face group and the heel group, but the face group, you kind of see them as guys who want to defend the title, be the working champions, whereas with Waller and Theory, they kind of are more so focused on themselves that it might actually put them at risk of losing the title. I'm almost curious to see if their reign is going to be very short. Like
I think it will
losing at Backlash, short. To
I don't know about that long. That
to the
maybe
Street
Clash of the
Profits.
Clash. I'm thinking Clash. You got to build that. You got to build that up first.
I'm just curious because you talk about, Virgil, the little things that you notice when I'm watching Theory and Waller. Waller obviously is the talker, which he should be, but because he's really good at it. But he's always throwing Theory under the bus and throwing him in those matches or doing something. I wouldn't be surprised if. Okay, so maybe they do retain at Backlash, but Waller throws Theory under the bus for the win or something. But then the second title defense doesn't go out. Then you see that Theory and Waller feud start to develop even more to where Theory turns out to be the babyface, and we might actually cheer for him because he actually has a story to tell instead of just, hey, here's a new stud wrestler, let's put him in there. And you guys are going to love him just because I said so. I agree. Lost Virgil. I think we lost Virgil here.
No, he took his headset off.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry, guys. No,
he didn't like your take, so he left. Wow.
I know. I mean,
not even.
Shows how you really feel.
Honestly, out of all of us, Coachman usually is the most level-headed, I think, in what his approach to when we talk about wrestling. I think he speaks most of the truth. No, Fredos, you are so bullish on your faces. It's crazy. Anyways, all right. So moving on, Jon Moxley brings the IWGP World Championship to AEW. BTW, if we're talking title designs, I hate that IWGP Championship in the way it looks now. I thought when Kurt Angle had the belt back in his TNA days, that title looked amazing, but now it looks like crap. Anyways, it's a big moment. Jon Moxley when winning and then bringing the IWGP Championship to AEW. How did you fellas feel about this? Do you guys think that this elevates AEW, gives them another title to fight for, and defend on shows? Obviously, they have a pay-per-view tonight, but they also will have. I mean, like I said, they also have I believe Forbidden Doors coming up this summer too, right? So, like I said, it'll be an opportunity for them to do something with that as well. Big Daddy C.
When it comes to AEW and all these world titles from different promotions being grouped together, man, I'm just iffy on it. But when it comes to Moxley winning it, what better person to have to do it? I know Jericho did it once or maybe twice, but I think having one of your top premier guys holding that belt is definitely big time, especially when you have pay-per-views like Forbidden Door, which is like a joint pay-per-view with New Japan. So I'm kind of just iffy on like all of the titles that they have, but I think having Moxley as champion, you got some of the guys that actually officially came over to AEW that's with the company now, Okada, and you got a few other guys. So I think it has a lot of potential. Moxley can, I know they have I don't know how often they let them go over to New Japan to like, wrestle and everything, but I think that's something that, could definitely be beneficial to AEW if they handle it the correct way, with the storylines and all the other stuff. So I think it could work out. They just gotta do it the right way. Have the right opponents for him, not just have him wrestle anybody. So I think if he does wrestle anybody for that title, I think it has to be guys from New Japan. I think if you have any of the other guys from AEW wrestling for it, I don't think it would hit the same in terms of appeal or attraction to the fans. But overall, I think congratulations to Moxley for winning the belt. I think it is good for him in AEW. So only thing we can do is just wait and see what happens as during his run as a champion. So.
For sure. We're seeing a lot of IWGP influence in wrestling outside of WWE with all these guys holding all of their titles. Obviously, Nick Nemeth also holds one of their belts right now also. So I think it's good for the sport, good to bring eyes on IWGP by giving American wrestlers some of their titles and letting them go and show them on other shows. Obviously, one wrestles on TNA, the other wrestles on AEW. So I think it's a good thing. I don't think it's a bad thing, but I do agree with you. See, I think it's all about who he matches up with. I would like to see. I wish that Tony Khan was the type of booker that would book a match between Moxley and Bryan Danielson to say like, "Hey, that's a world title I've never held before." And like I said, and Bryanson and I'm sorry,
Bryan Danielson.
Bryan Danielson. Sorry, I'm out of breath. Has never held the IWGP World Championship before, so I think it'd be really cool to see him hold that belt, even though the title itself is ugly. What do you think, Coachman?
I think it's like you said, Forbidden Door's coming up. I think this is all kind of that build towards that pay-per-view. But I agree that it's good for the other brands to kind of merge together for these titles. I think it brings that kind of, we talked about shock factor earlier. I think it kind of brings that shock factor, and it brings more publicity to these smaller brands so that we're talking more about TNA, New Japan, and AEW instead of just WWE. And I think just that kind of collaboration is nice to see because you don't, obviously there's the big rivalry with WWE and AEW. But if you're seeing these other companies work together, it kind of gives you hope that maybe, just maybe one day, WWE and AEW can work together. And then at that point, you could tell some amazing stories with all of their wrestlers. But that it's doubtful that it's going to happen. But this just gives you hope.
Agreed. All right, Fritos, what do you think?
I mean, I like it. Moxley is the right guy, and I think I saw something on X that he's the only guy to have the WWE, AEW, and this title, right? Holding them.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean,
right, because Kurt Angle never held the AEW championship.
Mm-hmm. So I mean, Moxley is the perfect guy. I feel like everyone likes Moxley, and I mean, having these guys get these titles has more eyes for like American viewers that don't know anything about New Japan. I mean, we know New Japan. I mean, I'm still kind of trying to learn, but there's no like general way for me to watch it. So I mean, it's nice to be like, oh, he got this. All right, I'm interested, and having me look him up, look matches up. So I mean, it's good for all the companies, really.
I agree. I think everybody wins in wrestling when they work together, and the championship is the championships are shown on other promotions because it's like IWGP. First time I had ever heard of New Japan was obviously when Kurt Angle showed up in TNA with the IWGP championship, and the Dudleys had the IWGP tag titles as well. They had the TNA World Tag titles and they had the IWGP tag titles at the same time, and they were wrestling with them on TNA. I'm like, what is this IWGP they're talking about? Like, what did they keep talking about? That was my first time ever hearing about it. But man, like I said, once I heard about it, once I started learning about it, that's when I got involved with New Japan and started like searching the history, looking at the belts, looking at the champions that have wrestled there, not just overseas, but also the champions from here in America that went over there and wrestled in New Japan also. So there's a rich lineage in that history and that championship, and it means a lot to a lot of people. I think it's one of the premier world championships. Obviously, its prestige has gone down, a little bit, but again, I think it's still a title to hold. Next AEW segment is tonight, the night that Tony Khan finally puts the crown Swerve Strickland, his guy and the guy in AEW. During tonight's pay-per-view, we have Swerve Strickland versus Samoa Joe for the AEW World Championship, and I'm excited, fellas, because I think this might be the night. What do you think, Big Daddy C?
Honestly, think that part of me feels like they won't have him win. It's just one of those situations. I just feel like they're gonna make him work even harder to get it, man. I feel like it's just like if it's not this one, I don't know what the next pay-per-view is. I just feel like it's got to be something they're not just gonna give it to him, like, because I gotta go back and look at the card because I don't know if it's a regular match or not, but I just feel like it's one of those situations where you feel like it's the right moment for him to win. Like, all right, this got to be it. He's come up short several times before, but I just feel like, man, I feel like they gonna keep the title on Joe just a little bit longer, and then eventually have him lose it again. This is the first match between them, right? Between him and Joe, for the title, or is it this
second or third?
This is the second. Okay. So I feel like it's one of those situations where it's like the third time's a charm. I feel like they wrestle one more time for it, and then Swerve will finally get his win. But I think Joe will keep it this time around.
So this is just a regular AEW World Championship match. There's a lot of matches on the card. Obviously, it's Tony Khan's booking style to book 17 matches on one card and make his pay-per-views go 4 or 5 hours.
Gonna be over by midnight.
It's actually not too far from us, guys. It's over in St. Louis right now happening. We literally could have been at the show tonight.
Tickets are cheap.
Obviously,
20 minutes away.
For sure.
I mean, they only sold like 6,000 tickets. So, I mean,
the Enterprise?
No, it's Chaffetz.
Yeah, it's a way smaller arena. So I think Chaffetz only holds like 12, maybe.
Yeah, I would have
St.
been
Louis
willing to go. I would have been willing to go. It's not at the enemy territory, so I'm good.
Yeah.
Not at the Blues arena.
Hey, we
the Blackhawks fan.
We both missed the playoffs, so.
So yeah, no. What do you? Who haven't I asked this question to? Sorry, I asked it to see. Fredo's and Coachman. Did I ask both of y'all?
Not yet.
Coachman, what do you think? Think tonight's the night for Swerve?
I think it is the night just based off of how I kind of see them booking him so far, especially in their promo battles with him and Joe. I mean, he freaking jumped off the turnbuckle into a security team and landed on his feet. He did the superhero landing like you see in movies. to me, that was the sign right there that it was like, okay, I think they're going to pull the trigger. I think they actually are going to give it to him because they're making him look like this badass. And I think if they don't, I think he's going to lose momentum. I think you got to pull the trigger tonight for him. Joe's going to, even if Joe loses clean, he's still Samoa Joe. Like, he's always going to be a threat. With Swerve, pretty much red hot. He's close to white hot. You got to put the title on him now, or else he's going to lose momentum. And I'm afraid that might happen tonight, but I think they're going to do better than that. I think they are going to give him the title tonight over Samoa Joe to set up a third match to where hopefully they have some kind of stipulation to where both men look strong.
Fredo's?
Yeah, I mean, for me, it was when Swerve signed the contract with his own blood and said, I love this shit. I live for this shit. And I mean, I think it is the right move tonight for him. I mean, knowing Tony, who knows how he's going to book it. But I think right now he's hot. You go for the hot hand, and he's a young guy. If you look at most of their champions, they're a little bit on the older side. What, Joe's 40-something? Edge, Adam Copeland's what, 50-ish, right? I can't think of the other ages. But I think if they do put the title on Swerve, it's turning a page for AEW. They're going to go to a young movement for all these titles and hopefully, bring some more life back to the company. So, I mean, it'd be the perfect way to cement it and get over this whole CM Punk crap and just hopefully just move on forward.
It's murky history with AEW. I talked to a buddy of mine that's a really, really, really huge AEW fan. Like, he loved AEW how Tank loved AEW at one point. And he can't understand why Tony doesn't book stories. I don't know if you guys watched Dustin Runnels. I always call him Dustin Runnels. Dustin Rhodes interview with Chris Van Vliet, but in that he mentioned that people just like fans love stories, a good story they could sink their teeth into, something to catch their eye. And my buddy was asking me, he's like, why can't Tony get that? Like, why does he tell Tony this? Like, why does he make Tony book this? I'm like, because AEW is fantasy booking. Basically, the style of Tony's booking is the matches you want to see that you never thought you'd get a chance to see. And like I said, with the gore and the blood and stuff like that. But he was saying to me, he's like, man, but the way WWE is booking now, like, it's different, man. And it's almost like can't miss television. And AEW is like losing all of its steam. So to me, what way do you gain steam back rather than giving the fans what they want? I mean, everybody appreciates a good Samoa Joe match. Everybody appreciates a good Samoa Joe rivalry, a good Samoa Joe promo. But if you really want to turn the page and, like you said, Fredo's, get rid of all this CM Punk stuff and move on from that and move on to a new time, you've got to crown Swerve Strickland as the world champion tonight at AEW Dynasty. It's the right move. It's the right time. Like I said, but does Tony have challengers lined up for him that you really can believe are feasible challengers that could take the championship from him, or somebody that's going to give him a good story or a good feud, kind of like what C said about Cody Rhodes? AJ Styles is the right choice as a first opponent, because that first opponent really matters once you are the champion, So like I said, so you really want the matches to mean something and to matter. So the only way you can make that happen is by booking him with somebody good. But again, I like the way, for the most part, Tony has booked Swerve Strickland. He's always kept him strong. He's a believable face tweener, I guess, a little bit, because he has heelish tendencies or whatnot, like a badass. But at the same time, the fans cheer him, so I believe he's a tweener. But yeah, we'll just see. We will see what happens tonight with that. I mean, we for the 5 hours because the pay-per-view won't come. Well, I mean, that's the last match of the show, so yeah, like 17 other matches on there, so it'll be a long time. last but not least of our topics for tonight, Broken One Matt Hardy is back in TNA. Fredos, how did you feel about this?
I love it.
Not woken Matt Hardy, broken Matt Hardy.
Broken. I mean, I love it. All of his Twitter stuff was, kind of riding the backtail of the WWE Uncle Howdy storyline, the Bray Wyatt stuff. So I was kind of annoyed, thinking, is he really coming back? I then seen the clip, broken Matt Hardy's back, and honestly, that's my favorite version of Matt Hardy. So I'm happy he's on TNA, but then doing a kind of a deep dive, I saw where he kept saying he's still a free agent. So I think right now he's kind of doing the Matt Cardona route where he's going to pop up in different promotions till someone, signs him a decent-sized contract and maybe ride out to retirement. But I mean, I'm happy for it. Happy to see the broken Matt Hardy.
Or he becomes a producer.
Or that. Continue the career. So
his good friend Hurricane Helms is a producer. Wouldn't be a bad idea, man. Stop wrestling. Your body is broken. Seriously.
Yeah. That's why I love the broken Matt Hardy, because it's literally he's broken.
All puns
he's very, very broken. All right. Big C, what do you think?
Yeah, I saw a clip of it yesterday, and I was like, okay, all right. So he's not going back to, well, for now it seems like he's not going back to WWE for, I guess, for a while. But I always thought he worked better in TNA. Once he went there, what was it? I think 2011, 2012. It was like shortly after Jeff Hardy went back. He was there, and I always thought he worked a little bit better in TNA. He definitely got a lot more opportunities, especially as world champion. Opportunities he would have never gotten in WWE compared to Jeff. But I think another TNA run will work. I personally, anybody that can take the title off that that dude, man, Moose, I'm good with it. Like I do not. I've never liked that man. Ever since he came to TNA, like I just never liked him, man. It's just something about him. Like everybody got a superstar that just rubs them the wrong way. It's just like I do not like you. I don't like your personality. I don't like the way you wrestle. Nothing. Like it's just that. That's how it is for me when it comes to Moose, man. Like anybody that takes the strap off of him, I'm good. Like, so if it's Matt, I'm good with that. If it's Nick Nemeth, I'm good with that. Anybody. I just don't want to see him as champion, world champion ever again. like man. But yeah, broken Matt Hardy, I'm good with that. Like, we don't need to see version 1 Matt Hardy again. We don't need to see come on.
Hey, listen. Nah, man. Hey, listen.
Not now. Like, version Matt Hardy was good when he was younger. Now it ain't gonna work now. Like, but like back then,
I Will Not Die Matt Hardy back or something?
You said what?
Do you want I Will Not Die Matt Hardy back again or something?
Are you talking about the when during the triangle feud?
Yeah, the triangle feud that led them being traded to SmackDown, and then feuding with MVP. That's an underrated feud. Matt Hardy versus MVP is a really good feud for the U.S. Championship, where they put the tag belts on them too.
Yeah. It's just like I said, it all depends on who he works with in terms of a feud. Like if you're gonna bring him back, it has to be the right person. That's why I worked with Bray. The whole broken gimmick, it worked with Bray, whether or not they was feuding against each other or as a tag team. It just worked because they both had great creative abilities, and it all worked out well. And so I feel like there could be chemistry there with him and Bo. And so or Uncle Howdy in this case. I think they do it right. I think it can happen. I think Matt Hardy developing that good relationship with Bray, I think that could definitely carry over with Uncle Howdy. So if this TNA thing is a one-off until he comes up with a WWE contract, then I'm cool with that. But yeah.
Okay. Coach, should I ask you?
Nope. I was just getting ready to talk.
Coach, go ahead.
Spread the word, my wise man. Spread the word.
So, Fredo's, you brought up that point of him saying he's still a free agent and everything. And with him coming back as broken Matt Hardy, I think that's great for him and for wherever he goes afterwards, because he's reestablishing this character. To whereas if he was just going to AEW or WWE, it would have been like, oh, it's Matt Hardy, and then you get that one-time pop, and then it's probably going to be it. Because you don't – obviously, he's not the Daredevil that he used to be and everything, but it's like that cool nostalgia moment of, hey, he's back and everything, and then you start to see him wrestle, and it's like, oh, retire. But now with this gimmick back, it's going to be.
And we lost Coach.
We lost. Yeah.
And we lost him like mid promo. Jeez.
First off, don't ever do that again.
What happened? I didn't do anything.
I don't know. It just said I was backstage.
It did it to me earlier.
Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry.
Oh my God.
Either way.
Come on, you have to get on this Joe Hendry train, bro.
When I heard that for the first time, I don't know, like because I just happened to be on YouTube one day and I was like just watching some TNA stuff, and then all of a sudden I saw a clip of that and I was, oh God, yeah. What is this
It's
crap?
so good, though. It's so good. Joe Hendry is so good, bro. Okay, at least Fredo's on the Joe Hendry train.
I'm on it. I want him in WWE. It's gonna be amazing. Surprise!
Oh my gosh!
This is a surprise entrance. It'd be sick.
Will not stop until Joe Hendry A is interviewed on this show. B is in WWE. Both have to happen. Both have to happen. I specifically have this wrestling show so Joe Hendry can come on and I can literally do say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. And then literally he appears. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, it happened. It happened. Oh, it's got to happen. Sorry, Coach.
It's like the State Farm jingle. Like State Farm with a broom, and then it just appears or something like that. That's what it reminds me of, man.
You're a hater. Joe Hendry is the man, and we will continue to have Joe Hendry segments on this show. I just fan out for him because I love Joe Hendry. Coach, finish your thought on Broken Matt. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You guys are good. I love it when we go off on tangents. We're good.
It's fun. We like to have fun here.
Yeah, we like to have fun here. Either way, establishing that character, it gives him that opportunity that if he goes back to AEW or if he goes to WWE, he has something with him, and it's not just that nostalgia factor. Even though this is kind of nostalgia because of this was his most over gimmick, but I think it's also the one that works the best for him. Thus concluding my thoughts.
Okay.
Thank you, wise man.
I was sure he was done. He just did like a real pause moment and then just stopped him. Is he done? Is his computer broke again or something? I don't know. Okay.
Now he's gonna go backstage again.
Now it's time for everybody's favorite part of the show. It's time for Fredo's Fave Find.
Fredo's favorite find. Sponsored by nobody.
Hopefully he's in one day.
Not yet.
Oh, god damn. We got some sexy music going on. Right. Ooh.
Like
it's kind of
sponsored by Blue Diamond. Tank likes to wear thongs.
Just like Drew McIntyre, I'm still going to take shots at that man, even if he's not here.
Blue Chew sponsorship. BlueChew.com.
Oh, gosh.
All right. For Fredo's Fave 5, I'm going to give one little bit of a shout out because I rewatched the documentary Bray Wyatt. That documentary broke me again. I watched it the second time this past week. I'm not gonna lie, I cried. But getting back onto the list, at number 5.
Back to the list.
Mommy, Rhea Ripley. It sucks that she had a freak accident of an injury, even though she had to give up the title. But I'm gonna give her roses for having a 380-day reign of that title, and that reign was nothing but amazing. So she makes it to number 5. At number 4, I'm gonna give it to my man, R-Truth. The man is a comedic genius. What's up? He is a comedic genius. Everything he does is gold. Making Triple H break a little bit, have him laugh, genius. I love him. At number 3, I've got the man, the phenomenal one, AJ Styles, beating LA Knight and securing a little match against our boy Cody Rhodes. And I can't wait for these promo battles. I think he's going to get dirty, go for some low blows, and bring up Dusty and get in that angry fireside from Cody. At number 2, I've got Gable. Oh, my bad. I mean Chad Gable. Finally, the Booker of the Year has something for you. And he was right. He is right. We have the heel turn of Chad Gable and Sami Zayn securing that finally Kurt Angle-esque like Chad Gable we've all wanted to see. And at number 1, I got Montez Ford and the New Catch Republic. I thought that 4-way tag team match was amazing, but the part that caught me off guard and I thought was amazing and shocking and off was Montez and the Catch Republic jumping over the ropes and Montez jumping over the post and landing on everyone. Oh, pure athletic amazingness. I loved it. And that has been a Fredo's Fave 5. Ooh. 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 Ooh.
Oh, I gotta find another music. Okay, Big C, what would you give his top 5 rating? What would you rate his top 5?
Give it a nice give it an A-. Only because mommy needs to be a little further towards the top,
Sure. Coach.
Well, he usually gives A+ performances. I will have to say that I feel like this one is only a B+, solely just based off of rankings, because Gable needs to be number 1, and mommy needs to be higher.
Okay.
After that, good job.
I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and give this a C-. I think that number 1 needed. I think number 1 needs to be Solo Sikoa, and his rise and ascension, and how they're really depending on him. Like they really leaned on him on this episode of SmackDown to tell the story. And like I said, the fact that he single-handedly alone is keeping the Bloodline story going. I mean, with very little from Tama, and it's him, Paul, and Tama Tonga basically telling the story right now. Without any other heavy hitters, but we're still involved. I think that he deserves top spot for that. Rhea Ripley is not on the list. All she did was come out and cut a promo. She's done.
I'm just giving her roses, her flowers. She deserves it.
Okay, we'll give her flowers and give her a flowers segment. We talking Fredo's Fave 5. Fave 5 means the top 5 wrestlers or top 5 moments from the week. Drew McIntyre literally cut a promo on Wayne Rooney, and you didn't even bring him up.
Sorry. You know what? That's another issue. I wish WWE would have house shows on Peacock. That would be amazing.
Yeah, that would be good.
I agree.
Instead of me
especially
going on
these
Twitter
tours,
and seeing clips or seeing like a little 30-minute video, I need to see the whole match.
Yeah, that really grinds my gears.
Oh, do not grind the coach's gears, folks.
Really
do not grind the
He'll
coach's
make you
gears.
run. He will make you run.
He'll make you run. I'll make you
suicides.
That's funny. All right, good people. That has been this episode of the We Book It podcast. Once again, folks, we appreciate you guys for watching and for listening. And we appreciate it. And we need you to go ahead, and if you love this episode, you got to like, share, and subscribe. We need you to subscribe to our channels. We are trying to grow this channel. We want people to see the wrestling content that we have. We got dope stuff out there, folks, and we got more dope content coming your way. We are now starting to release twice a week. We have a Wednesday show as well as a Sunday night / Monday morning show for you. So we getting you in the start of your week and through the middle of your week with good wrestling shows. So we appreciate you. And until next time, from Virgil, Big C, Fredo's, and Coach, keep booking that wrestling. We'll talk to you soon.